Hey everyone, Brian and Jeff from Workshop Addict, and today we're going to take a look at Ridgid's 10-inch sliding compound miter saw with their dual laser guide. This is model number MS255SR, and this is actually a very nice and consistent trim saw.
I think it's a great trim saw. You know, looking at it from an operator standpoint, where you have right or left side
your ambidextrous safeties,
yeah,
with the handle right in the center of the blade.
And everything is up front for you. It's very easy to use.
Yeah, I really think that the forward controls for the miter and bevel really make it easy so the operator doesn't have to reach around behind. This is a belt-driven saw, and the motor is placed kind of back and out of the way. Kind of a neat situation. So let's go through some quick specs. First, we have a 15 amp motor, 3,600 RPM, cut capacity is 0 degrees of a 2x12, or you can cut something that is 4 inches or 4x4. Cut capacity at 45 degrees is a 2x8. Crown molding, you can cut up to 6 inches. In this saw, with the 3 handles on top, weighs 59 pounds, but you wouldn't believe it when you pick it up.
No.
That was one of the things that I was really surprised when I read the specs on the weight.
And it's balanced nice.
It is.
With the 2 handles.
It is. Basically, when you're using the saw, like we said, everything's up front, everything's easy, the detents are there. You can miter to the right to 60 degrees, to the left to 54. You can bevel right and left to 45. There are detents. There's a little handle on the left-hand side to allow you to bevel to the right.
And also locks it back to 0 when you come recentering.
Back. Yeah, the detents are great. There's a little push button in the back if you're going to use it for crown molding. Basically then use it as a chop saw, so it'll hold the saw out a little bit from the fence so you can get that 6-inch capacity. There's a light system on the front that is a, what do they call that, a gravity light?
It actually floats with, as you bring it down, it stays where it's supposed to.
And that kind of helps out a little bit. The fence gets in the way a little bit, and it's only on the left-hand side. It's there for dimly lit situations, which is okay. It does have a dual laser system on it. I'm not a big fan of lasers, but...
Me neither. And it's somewhat accurate to one side of the blade. There are slight adjustments that you could do to improve it, but...
Outside, you can't see the red laser. It just doesn't work. Inside, you can see it. It depends on what you get used to. If you get used to just looking at the blade lines, you know, old school,
or yeah,
whatever it is. You can also adjust the depth cuttings, so your depth of cut. So if you wanted to cut a dado with it, although it's not going to accept a dado blade, you could adjust your depth to do so. There's some stops on here if you want to adjust different stops.
Depth stops on every aspect of different motions.
I think that's pretty cool. Overall, this saw would be great for someone who's doing trim carpentry. They can rely on that consistent cut all the time. We did have to make some adjustments to get our blade perfect 90.
But it was very simple.
Yeah, we just adjusted the fence up quick. Once we adjusted it up, we had everything set. All the detents were perfect where they should be. And I think you could really run this saw in a professional use, no issue.
Time and time again, every cut was where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, just using the detents. We're simply not going there and micromanaging it at all, just popping it in the detents.
With the Diablo blade, perfect cuts.
Yeah, comes factory with the Freud Diablo 40-tooth blade. So it's basically set up already for doing some very fine, nice trim work. If you're out looking for a saw, I think this is a great place to look. It's at a good price point, and I think you're getting a lot of quality here. You know, the motor with the soft start that it has on it is something that
it takes a little getting used to, but it didn't take me long when we were using it.
And it's actually kind of nice. If you were actually starting out and this was one of your first saws, I think you could really like that.
Yeah.
While I don't think this is meant to be a do-it-yourselfer or first saw for somebody, it really doesn't give you the jump when you hit the handle and kick the saw on. So with the motor placement out back, everything you got here, the dust collection was mediocre even with the vacuum on it. I still think you have a really quality saw. So if you're in the market, check them out. They are at Home Depot. If you want to talk to us more about the saw, stop by Workshop Addict. We have a blog that we'll have on this and a forum over there where you can ask more questions. Check us out on social media. Give us a like, subscribe to our channel. We keep you up to date with latest tool news and also projects. Thanks for your time, guys. Have a great day.